2 feet, remote control instruction book pack and a bit of POS. That is the TV from the front, the side and the back. Remote control and accessories pack with a bit of masking tape on it. Oh, quick setup guide taped around it. Figure 8 mains lead, UK plug, right angled connection to the TV, CI card slot reader, a standard remote, AAA batteries for the standard remote, a smart remote. Looking closely at the smart remote, we've got power on and off at the top. This is a macro button, so it's got settings, channel numbers, coloured buttons and other buttons in there. Press it, brings up an on-screen menu. Voice command button, cursor arrows left, right, up, down and enter. Got play and pause, press play and pause. You've got fast forward and rewind or skip forward, skip backwards. Back button, home button, volume rocks up and down and pushes in for mute. Channels rock up and down, pushes in for guide. Then you've got Quickfire Netflix, Samsung TV Plus, Disney Plus and Prime Video. Flip it over, little solar cell on the back. Pull out the tab that says pull. And on the bottom there, if that shows up, there's a little USB Type-C socket. So if it runs all the way flat, you can charge it up fully using your phone charger. Looking at the standard remote, it's got power on and off at the top, source or input button, channel numbers, teletext, not here. Pre-channel takes you back to the previous channel you were viewing. Volume up and down, channels up and down, mute button, guide button, home button, Quickfire Netflix, Prime, Samsung TV Plus and Disney Plus. Up, down, left, right and enter. Cursor arrows. Return takes you back step by step. Exit takes you all the way out. Coloured buttons for apps and media playback. Shortcut settings button there, so settings takes straight to the settings. Info button. Audio description and subtitles button. Got play, pause, stop, fast forward and rewind. Flip it over, bit of pressure on the back. AAA batteries into the back. Okay, 2 plastic feet, nothing special, nice and simple. They've got rubber sort of pads on the bottom of the feet to stop them slipping around and scratching any surfaces that it stood on. And looking at the part that slides into the TV, there's a little switch there that you can flip. So if you've got a sound bar, it will elevate the TV, give you a bigger gap between the bottom of the TV and whatever it stood on, so you can plop a sound bar underneath. No sound bar, flip it back down and it'll keep the TV lower down, nice and low profile. Quick browse through the quick setup guide. What's included there at the top. Listed the inputs on the back or side of the TV as well. Methods of unpacking the TV from the box from the 43 inch to the 85 inch. How to prepare the TV for putting those feet or the pedestal stand feet on, whatever we want to call them. Onto the back, installing the feet on that TV. Being careful not to squeeze the screen and smash it or break it. And here we've got a list of the key dimensions. I'm on the 55 inch model, so you would follow along. And the key reference there. Dimensions of the VESA mount across those different sizes of TV. The TV is now laid on a large flat surface. I'm using the box and the polythene sheet it came in. Okay, so no markings are left or right on the TV or the feet themselves, so they look pretty much symmetrical. Can't make much difference, I guess. We've got that switch and I'll just flick it up. So if we had a sound bar, that little switch is flicked up. It simply goes into the grooves there, slides up, give it a push. So I'll give you a height of it on those feet, which I make out to be about 60mm, so you should be able to just squeeze a sound bar below the screen. Take the foot back off, flick the switch down, back in. With the foot in the lower position, I make it about 37mm roughly. So pretty much an inch difference, just flicking that switch up there to elevate the TV higher to accommodate a sound. Same for this side, slide it in. see the AC in there, so you put your mains lead in and you can then just route it across these channels to keep it nice and neat, especially if you can see it from the back, like if it's against a window, bay window or whatever as you walk in. You can just route your cables there to keep them looking neat, bring it down in one bunch with the other cables from the HDMI sockets and so on. Looking at the connections running down the side, USB half amp, USB 1 amp marked HDD, so you can plug a portable hard drive in there and record TV, but I think on this model it is single tuner, so you can only record what you're watching, or when it's in standby set a timer to record whatever. LAN or wired internet input. HDMI 2 is enhanced audio return channel, eARC, so have that go into your soundbar or sound system via a HDMI cable, and it will turn on and off the sound device. It will also control the volume of that sound device through using the TV remote. HDMI 1 there, HDMI 3 is in the back, so 3 HDMIs in total. Terrestrial aerial input, so they're going in to the back of the TV. You've got HDMI 3 and digital optical audio out. Peel this sticker off here to pop in your CI card slot reader if it's used in your country. Right, onto the dimensions. 55-inch model here. I will promote my own material as well. Pop a link up there, universal pedestal feet, because most annoying thing about these TVs, too wide feet. If your TV stands that wide and it will stand on it, great. If not, you can put a universal base there, fits to the back of your TV, solves the problem, you can swivel it around. So have a look if you need to, if not, that's fine. But anyway, width for those feet is 89.5 centimetres or 35.25 inch. Depth of them, 23 centimetres or 9 inches. To the top of the TV, 74.5 centimetres or 29.25 inch. And I said that. Distance to the bottom of the TV, just under 4 centimetres or 1 5/8 of an inch. Width of the TV across the top, 123.25 centimetres or 48 inches. Thickness of the TV is 1 inch or 25.7 millimetres. It has a 200 by 200 mil square VESA pattern, M8 bolts, over 10 mil long. It says, I think it says 11 to 13 in the book, which aren't that common. So if you've got 15 on or 20 and some washers, that'll do. From the bottom to the centre of that first VESA mount hole, to be precise, it's about 267 millimetres, if that helps anyone. From there to there, or the centre of there, 267 mil. TV is now wired to wired internet, aerial and mains. Last thing is, take off the peely screen protector. It should be nice and immaculate underneath. Okay, so press a button on the smart remote, it should start pairing via Bluetooth eventually. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's now paired, so two simple options to set it up. If you've got your smartphone with your Samsung account logged in, Wi-Fi details, etc., it will transfer them to the TV. I'm going to go remote control step by step. UK. Okay, here if you want to try the retail demo, you need to select retail mode. You can then, when it's set up, put it to home mode afterwards, but you can't do it the other way around. So once you're on home mode, you can't go to retail mode. Okay, so I'm going terrestrial and digital for the aerial I've got connected. That's the aerial on your roof. Wired internet is connected as well. The probably will be a software update, so I will run the software update, pause it and come back, to be fair. Okay, so there you need to log into a Samsung account to be able to use the app. So it is free. Set one up on your phone or computer first and then log in. Okay, there is a software update available, so I'll say now and then come back when it's complete. Software update is now complete, TV is rebooted. Select your voice, your choice. I'm going Bixby because it works quite well. And you can click on there, scan the QR code with your phone and link your Amazon Prime Video account. Pop your postcode in for regional stuff. Okay, there we've got a quick summary of channels tuned in, wired network, and the account I've signed in with. So location here is Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. Okay, straight onto the home screen. I'm going to try out the retail demo before I do anything else. That popping up now, that's the region selection for my aerial hour antenna. That's where it's facing, and it's Yorkshire and Leeds for me. So if I go on to live TV, I've forgotten how to do it. Go on to live TV and wait, the retail demo should start.
Sharp end of all of that. I think it's really dodgy and it's a swindle basically. And I was reading reports of a lot of people today who spent so much more money than they ever intended to because it was under pressure. It's really not fair.
Pretty cool. And that is that. So now I've done the retail demo, can switch the TV back to home mode. So press the home button, across, down to settings, across to all settings.
She's toxic, proving it already.
Oh my god, don't care. Just turn that nonsense down in the background. General and privacy, system manager, and on to home mode. I've popped the pin in. Didn't actually ask me to set one, which is weird. Home mode. Okay, so the screen's now dimmed down a touch, which is fine. And while we're on here, I'll quickly go through some of the settings. Just going to change that in the background actually. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, while we're on here, I'll go through some of the settings. So general and privacy there. Go across. Power and energy saving. Brightness optimization, that's the brightness sensor that will dim and raise the brightness automatically depending on ambient light in the room. Can be useful, but I like to set my pitch settings and that will alter them automatically. Motion lighting can go off as well. That's trying to turn off bits of backlight or dim bits of backlight to save a bit of electricity here and there. It doesn't really make much difference. Auto power off at home, I'll leave that on, but in store I'm turning that off. That's if you don't press a button for a few hours, it will think that you've gone out, you're not using it, turn it off automatically, and that's when you get the message TV powering off in so many seconds. So then up again and back. System manager, that's fine, I've done that. Start screen options. I don't want it to start with the Smart Hub Home. I want it to go back to the last input I was using. So if I was using HDMI 1, Netflix or Live TV, when I've turned it off, I want to turn it on and go back to that. So that's great. That's it for that. Up to picture, it's set to Eco, and I want it on standard for the demo. Good, good. And sound, I'm not going to change the sound, but it does have the Q Symphony set up, so that will work in conjunction with your Q Symphony soundbar if you have one, where it will use the TV speakers and the soundbar speakers. And I know on the higher up, more premium models, it does quite a good job. Looking at the expert settings as well, we've got eARC mode, so if you've got an eARC compatible device, you can turn that on. If your device is not eARC compatible, turn it off. So if you soundbar or AV receiver just says ARC, make sure that's off or you'll get weird distorted sound. Digital output, I set it to pass through myself, so if I'm watching Netflix in Atmos or Dolby Digital 5.1 whatever, it will pass that format through unchanged to the AV receiver. And that is it for that. Okay. Quick look at normal TV or live TV. I'll shut my mouth and turn the sound up.
Tonight at 10, an outpouring of grief and protest on the streets of Israel as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu begs forgiveness for the 6 hostages found dead in Gaza at the weekend. In Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, emotions running high as protesters try to force the government to secure a release deal for the remaining hostages with Hamas. Here, the government announces a partial ban on arms exports to Israel. We'll speak to Chris Mason about how significant the government's move is, and to Jeremy Bowen about the wider implications of today's events. Also on the programme, the wife of a Conservative councillor pleads guilty after calling for attacks on asylum seekers during the riots last month. Warnings from the German Chancellor to mainstream parties, urging them not to cooperate with the far right after its success in regional elections.
Closing stages is going to be another goal for Great Britain. Finish touches.
And the gold medals keep coming for Britain's Paralympians in Paris in the pool and the triathlon.
And on Look North, the mother of a pregnant Leeds woman who was pushed off a cliff visits the scene of her murder. And Rob Burrows' family add personal tributes to his motor neurone disease centre.
Here the government announced...
Okay, quick look at the TV guide. So we can see there what we're currently watching, BBC News and Weather. We've also got that vertical green line to represent the current time, so we can go up and down. You can see we're in the HD channels in the 100s, or we can use the program up and down button to page up and down through them. And if we've got a hard drive connected, you can go across, say I wanted police night shift 999, and I can schedule a viewing. Obviously if I've got a hard drive in, schedule recording as well. But like I say, on this model, single tuner only. That is it. So if I wanted BBC News at 10, or BBC News and Weather, press the select button, and we're back on it there. Alright, quick bit of sports coming up.
Stadium in Singapore, they take on the Italian champions Juventus. Spurs include the likes of Dele Alli, Heung-min Son and Toby Alderweireld to their starting 11. Juventus versus Tottenham Hotspur, a fixture many in his kind of area. Heung-min Son for Spurs. And Clark slipped it in
terms of form from that moment on.
Into Mandzukic, great ball. And he directed it to the corner. And those two working again. 4 on 3 here for Spurs. Son, well laid off, and Buffon makes a fine save. He's carried in, but Eric Lamela Troy Parrott denied on the first attempt, but Lamela was there to beat Buffon. Spurs have been the better team, and on the half hour, they lead Juventus. The foul to me on the edge of the penalty area, we're playing on.
I believe it was.
And Pjanic, Higuain, a lot of work, Gonzalo Higuain goes it, and he is a true finisher, and he's done it against Tottenham Hotspur before in the Juventus shirt. The man back from Chelsea has made it Juventus 1. DeCilio up against Walker Peters. Oh, good cutback, and it's deflected into the net, and Ronaldo has his goal, and Juventus have turned this around. They now lead by 2 goals to 1, and there is the iconic celebration of Cristiano Ronaldo. She's out to win the ball in the Juve half, and what a pass for Lucas Moura! He's assisted the equaliser. Spurs are back level against Juventus. Great work by Ndombele, and Lucas Moura has stabbed it into the net. What an immediate impact! Brilliant work again by Walker Peters.
Boy, he was excellent in terms of his hold-up play. I can see him being there was an opportunity here.
Kane, what a goal! What a goal to win it! Szczesny's caught out. Harry Kane has scored the goal of this tournament. That is extraordinary. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Juventus 2. How did he come up with that? Very special indeed. That is it.
Okay, credit to Ubisoft for this one. It's Star Wars Outlaws official world premiere
That's what
trailer.
I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere. But the world here belongs to the syndicates. If I want to survive, I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
I've been held back my whole life. And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Credit to Ubisoft again for that one. Right, back to the home menu. Okay, quick look at the home menu before I go. So if I go to the left, you can see we've got search there, your account settings at the top, Daily Plus, games, so you can stream games to your TV, Xbox Game Pass, all that stuff. Put a Bluetooth controller there, no console needed, and play your games. Home, connected devices, that's like pressing the source button, you can see what's connected to it. Settings, where you've got some quick settings going across there, and you've got all settings there where you can go to all settings in more detail. Privacy choices, so back onto the home. You can see what we've recently been on there, YouTube, more from Unreal, Auto All Stars, Discovery Plus and more providers. You've got live at the top there and apps. So because you signed into your Samsung account, you've got more apps you can download, all sorts of stuff going across there. Back to for you. So these are the installed apps I'm going to go through. You've got smart things there where you can link to other devices with the Internet of Things or other Samsung devices. Samsung TV Plus is IPTV content, and there is a lot of channels there. So if you're bored, you can just watch endless stuff on there if you can't sleep. Live TV, that's coming from my terrestrial antenna or aerial. Netflix, Prime Video, iPlayer, ITVX, Disney Plus, Now TV, Rakuten, YouTube, Alexa, all 4 Bixby, Internet browser, connect to wireless, Bluetooth, keyboard and mouse, My5, Roxy, and you can edit that list to make it your own. Continue watching, which always confuses me because I've not watched any of those. New and trending from different sources. Family favourites, top series, top movies, Honest Thief, whatever that is. Not Honest Thief. Samsung TV Plus, there's some content from Samsung TV Plus there as well. Popular games, Prime Video, some stuff from them. So loads of recommendations there, or loads of content recommendations, I should say, to keep you busy. So all in all, I think at the minute 55-inch version of this TV is about £440 in the UK, so it's not bad, and it's got a 5-year guarantee. I mean, it's nothing special, it's pretty much an entry-level 4K TV nowadays, but if you're just going to watch EastEnders or Coronation Street, fine, that'll do the job nicely. It's not perfect, I can see the backlight bleeding through there. Sound actually wasn't bad, I suppose. Bright stuff looked nice and spangly, but the dark stuff, you do see that backlight. Won't bother some people, but to me, I would notice it. Each to their own, but if you're on a budget, it's not a bad pick. And that is all for now. Goodish.